How to store daffodil bulbs. In most areas, daffodil bulbs can be wintered in the garden and will bloom the following spring. In areas where the winter is comparatively warm, daffodil bulbs may not bloom again unless the gardener intervenes by storing the bulbs in a cool location, such as a refrigerator, while they are dormant. Gardeners in cooler climates may wish to dig up their bulbs and separate them, because, over the years, the bulbs reproduce and the clumps expand. With time, your bulbs get overcrowded, causing stress and reducing the blossoms the clump puts out. In this case, you will need to replant your bulbs before winter because daffodils need winter dormancy to bloom prolifically. Part 1. Preparing the bulbs. 1. Remove the bulbs from the ground after the foliage has died back completely. Daffodils must complete their natural growing cycle after they have bloomed so that they can store enough nutrients to bloom again the following year. 2. Prune the dead foliage before digging the bulbs. Simply twist or snip the foliage off before excavating the bulbs. Be careful not to damage the bulbs when you dig them up, as bruised bulbs have a greater likelihood of spoiling in storage. 3. Loosen the soil around the bulbs. Loosen the soil all the way around each group of bulbs by pushing a shovel or garden fork into the soil about 6-15 centimeters away from the stems. 4. Lift the bulbs up out of the soil with your shovel or garden fork. 5. Discard the diseased bulbs. Once the daffodils have been unearthed, all bulbs that show signs of disease should be discarded. This prevents them from contaminating the others. Damaged bulbs should likewise be tossed because they are not likely to bloom again. 6. Trim the roots off the bulbs. Before removing the roots, brush off the bulbs to remove dirt and outer layers of loose skin. 7. Allow the bulbs to dry. The bulbs should be allowed to air dry on a tray for a day or so. This hardens them and helps keep them from rotting in storage. 8. Dust your bulbs with insect disease-repelling products. You may want to dust your bulbs with a fungicide, a pesticide, or with both, before storing them. This will help keep bugs and disease at bay. Part 2. Storing the bulbs. 1. Place daffodil bulbs in netted nylon bags or paper bags for storage. These types of bags allow air circulation and help to prevent rotting. Make sure to store the bags in a well-ventilated place. Alternatively, you can place the bulbs in boxes and cover them with media, sand, perlite, peat moss, or vermiculite. Pour dry sand or vermiculite into a storage container or cardboard box until it is about 1/4 full, then place the dried daffodil bulbs upside down on the layer and pour several more inches of the vermiculite or sand on top. 2. Control the storage conditions carefully. Make sure the storage environment has a temperature of about 50-60 degrees Fahrenheit, 10-15 degrees Celsius. Cool temperatures keep the plants in dormancy and prevent them from blooming prematurely. 3. Label your bulbs. If you are growing more than one daffodil cultivar or other bulb plants, you will need to label the bags to prevent confusion the following spring. 4. Store daffodils in the refrigerator if you live in a warm climate. Daffodils need a chilling period of 16 to 18 weeks before the flower becomes fully formed inside the bulb. At that point, they're ready for light and warmth. If you cut the time short, the flowers may emerge, but they will not be fully formed. 5. Check your bulbs periodically. You should monitor the bulbs to catch any problems that may occur. Remove and discard any unhealthy organic material or diseased bulbs to avoid spread of rot or disease. 6. Exclude fruits from the storage area. Fruits which ripen in the refrigerator emit ethylene, a gaseous hormone. This hormone aids the ripening of fruit and the blooming of flowers. Exposure to this hormone will encourage your bulbs to start the blooming process prematurely, before they've had the necessary chilling period to form the flower. Therefore, make sure that any bulbs that you keep in the refrigerator or kitchen pantry are segregated from ripening fruits. Tips. Daffodils should only be fertilized while the foliage is still green. This allows uptake of nutrients that they will need during dormancy. Warnings. Deep layers of bulbs can generate heat and the plants may subsequently rot. Therefore, daffodil bulbs should be stored in layers that are no more than 3 bulbs in depth.